Welcome to the Cert Empire Explainer. Have you ever taken a look at Microsoft's massive certification catalog? If you have, you know it can be, well, completely overwhelming. I mean, with well over 100 active exams floating around out there, how on earth are you supposed to know which ones actually matter in 2026? So today, we're going to take this totally intimidating list of the top 30 certifications and turn it into a clear, practical career roadmap. Seriously, we're doing this so you don't waste your time or your hard-earned money going down the wrong path. We're going to cut right through the noise, skip all the obsolete exams, and build a strategy that actually gets you hired. All right, so here's our agenda for today. First, we'll look at the 2026 certification landscape. Second, we're decoding the levels, costs, and rules. Third, we'll help you choose your perfect career track. Fourth, we're going to resolve some of those really confusing exam comparisons. Fifth, we'll highlight critical 2026 exam retirements. And finally, number 6, building your ultimate roadmap. Let's get into it. Section 1, the 2026 certification landscape. So, how is a total beginner supposed to navigate 30 different exams without drowning in an alphabet soup of acronyms? You know, AZ for Azure, DP for data, SC for security. It's a lot. Honestly, it's super easy to think you need to collect them all like Pokemon cards, right? But here is literally the most important lesson for today. Prioritize depth over breadth. You really only need 2 to 3 targeted credentials to succeed. Seriously, almost no working professional holds more than 3 to 5 Microsoft certifications at once. Employers, they don't want someone who just blindly took 15 random exams. They highly value depth in one relevant track, way more than just a surface-level breadth across a bunch of them. You just need to select the right 2 or 3 for your specific background, and you will absolutely stand out. Section 2, decoding levels, costs, and rules. Okay, before you even think about picking a track, understanding Microsoft certification tiers is going to save you a massive headache later when it comes to renewals and prerequisites. So, at the entry level, we have fundamentals. These cost just $99. They require absolutely 0 prerequisites, and honestly, the best part, they never expire. Yep, once you earn an AZ900 or an SC900, it is yours forever. Then we step up to the associate and expert levels. Now, these are the heavy-hitting, technical, role-based exams that'll run you $165. They do expire after 1 year, which, yeah, sounds a bit daunting, but there's a huge silver lining here. They're incredibly easy to renew for free. You just take a simple, unproctored online assessment over on Microsoft Learn. One other quick thing to keep in mind. Almost every single expert-level exam actually requires you to hold an active associate certification first as a prerequisite. Section 3, choosing your perfect career track. All right, so we've got 6 main tracks available: Cloud, Data and AI, Security, Modern Work, Power Platform, and Copilot and Dynamics 365. With all those options, how do you actually pick your starting point? Well, the trick is to match your background. Ask yourself, do I have any IT experience? If the answer is no, look squarely at the AZ900 or SC900. Or maybe you're asking, am I a help desk pro doing desktop support? If so, jump straight to the MD102. What if you have a networking background? Then you'll want to grab the AZ104 and then specialize with the AZ700. Are you a developer? Pivot immediately to the AI200 to start integrating AI into cloud apps. And what if you're a data analyst? The PL300 Power BI Data Analyst exam is your undisputed starting line. Let's actually map this out and see what a specialized roadmap looks like in practice. Let's say you want to transition into cybersecurity. You'd start at step 1 with the SC900 fundamentals. Simple enough. Then, you build your depth at step 2 by choosing an associate path. This could be maybe the SC300 for identity, or even the brand new SC401 for information security. Finally, you hit step 3. You use that associate credential as your prerequisite to conquer the SC100 Cybersecurity Architect Expert exam. And get this specific track consistently unlocks salaries upwards of $150,000 to well over $200,000 in the US. That is a real game changer. We see a really similar progression over in the cloud infrastructure track too. Step 1 is your AZ900. Step 2 is the AZ104, which is the Azure Administrator exam. Now, the AZ104 is literally the single most in-demand Azure credential right now. It is the mandatory stepping stone, the absolute pivot point that allows you to advance to step 3, which is the AZ305 Solutions Architect Expert credential. And that one, it commands salaries between $140,000 and $185,000. Not too shabby, right? Section 4, resolving confusing exam comparisons. Now, when you're preparing to invest your precious time and, $165 into an exam, it is so easy to get stuck deciding between two exams that sound virtually identical. So let's clear that up. First up, Microsoft Fabric. Should you take the DP600 or the DP700? Well, here's the split. DP600 is mainly for analysts focusing on Power BI semantic models. Think of it as essentially organizing data so it's really easy to read. On the flip side, the DP700 is for traditional data engineers who are building ingestion pipelines. It's the actual plumbing that moves data from point A to point B. Over in the security track, people always get tripped up by the SC200 versus the SC300. So what's the deal? The SC200 is specifically for analysts in a security operations center, or a SOC, who are actively out there hunting threats using Sentinel and Defender. The SC300, on the other hand, is strictly for managing identity and access. So if your day-to-day involves building authentication perimeters and conditional access policies using Microsoft Entra ID, then you definitely want the SC300. Okay, this next comparison is absolutely critical. If you are currently looking at the AZ500 for Azure Security, stop and listen for a second. The AZ500 is retiring in August of 2026. It represents the old legacy era of cloud security. Microsoft is replacing it completely with the SC500, which is the brand new cloud and AI security credential. The SC500 covers everything the old exam did, but it adds in the mandatory skills for securing AI workloads and Copilot deployments. So seriously, you should pivot your study materials to the SC500 immediately. It's the only way to future-proof your resume. And hey, speaking of AI, developers have a pretty big choice to make between the AI 200 and the AI 103. You'll want to choose the AI 200 if your goal is to integrate generative AI capabilities into standard Azure applications. Honestly, it's pretty much the new baseline for general cloud developers. However, you should target the AI 103 if your goal specifically is to build and orchestrate those really complex, multi-step AI agents using Azure AI Foundry. Basically, the AI 103 is for dedicated AI engineers who want to push the boundaries of agentic patterns. Section 5. Critical 2026 Exam Retirements. It happens every single year. Thousands of people waste so much time studying for exams that literally no longer exist, all because they relied on some outdated blog post. And let's be real here, there is no pain quite like studying for 3 months for an exam, only to find out it's already expired. The 2026 shifts are just massive. If your study guide mentions the AZ204, the AI 102, or the DP100, throw it out right now. The AZ204 has been fully replaced by the AI 200. The classic data science exam, the DP100, gone. It is shifted entirely over to Databricks data engineering with the DP750. And what about the long-standing MS900 Microsoft 365 fundamentals? Yeah, that's been entirely replaced by the AB900, which makes sense as it reflects how Copilot administration is now a baseline requirement from Microsoft 365 admins. So please, make absolutely sure your target exam is actually on the active roster. Section 6. Building your ultimate roadmap. Okay, so we've covered the landscape, the different tracks, and those sneaky retirements. Now it is time to finalize your strategy. I really want to reiterate this core philosophy because it truly is the secret sauce to certification success. You do not need all 30 certifications. Don't do it. Instead, select just one relevant track, whether that's cloud, security, data and AI, or maybe the Power Platform, and then build deep, specialized knowledge through 2 or 3 carefully chosen credentials. Grab a fundamentals exam to learn the vocabulary, an associate exam to prove your hands-on skills, and then an expert exam to show off your enterprise architecture mastery. That is the exact formula for how you stand out to hiring managers and seriously boost your earning potential. So the only thing left to do now is choose your path. I'd absolutely love to hear from you guys. Drop a comment below with your current role and the Microsoft career path you're targeting next. Are you going for cloud security? Maybe you're an aspiring AI developer? Let me know. And when you are finally ready to dive in and start studying, I highly invite you to explore Cert Empire for top-tier exam preparation resources. They are designed specifically for these new 2026 exam objectives. Also, if this explainer helped clarify your roadmap, please like, subscribe, and enable notifications so you never miss our future certification guides. I want to leave you with a final thought today. In a world where literally everyone is chasing shiny new AI trends, the professionals who can actually secure, deploy, and administer these tools behind the scenes, they are the ones writing their own paychecks. The 2026 map is laid out right in front of you. Where are you going to plant your flag? Thanks so much for joining, and I'll see you in the next explainer.